we went from this pond to this pond, and now what do these people want?
So they want a waterfall off the truck running into a pond.
Why are you on the wrong side of the car?
I got so mad I ripped the steering wheel off and gave it to Richard.
They said it won't be a disappointment because you built it.
Yes.
So Ben Harris Gardens, and this is, how long have you been putting in water features now, buddy?
About 4.5 years now.
Okay, exciting. And you came to Ponamoni, and that's where we met in Chicago.
Yeah, I've come a couple of times now.
And now I get to come and see you. This is going to be exciting. What a beautiful home. It's like a Victorian home out here.
Welcome to Greg.
Thank you. The pond guy, Greg Wittstock from Chicago. Hi, Tony. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Wow, what a beautiful house. How long ago did Ben put this in for you?
2 Easters ago.
2 Easters ago.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this coming Easter will be the 3rd.
Okay. Let's go check this out. Everything is meticulous, buddy. Very cool. So almost 3-year-old aquascape pond. Hey, Brian, the waterfalls, how hidden it is. Wow. Is that a wetland or is that a biofalls?
Biofalls.
Okay. So the first thing I noticed, besides just the meticulous yard, is that's the filter. Those plants, that waterfall, that's a biofalls completely sunken in and grown over.
He's done a great job of putting the biofalls way back in the corner. So, you know, most people put the biofalls right here.
Yep.
To try to do it, but tucking it way back in here. So
he's got a little stream in between.
Yes. And then look at all these plants. Like, this is incredible.
You got your blooming iris. Look at how beautiful the purple blooming iris. We call those Louisiana iris. What do you call those out here, Ben?
Call them Louisiana iris as well. Yeah, or Japanese iris. Some of them.
Yeah, you really do, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know, I wanted to be running water.
Yeah.
To see fish, and I didn't want to let it as man-made.
Well, I think it looks like to me, I would say all 3 of those criteria were hit. So how long did this project take, Ben?
It took about 1 week to build.
Okay.
Yeah, so in and out. Yeah, completely finished.
Yes. Brian, these stones are very similar to aqua blues.
Yeah, it's really, really nice job.
One of the things that I like about it, and I'm sure Brian would illustrate this, is it's not just all the same size stones, and there's actually areas that you have the plants growing in, so it softens up the borders. The whole goal is that you don't want to know where the water ends and the land begins. So instead of seeing rock, 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 you see the plants just growing in there and softening up the edges. It makes it look natural. So one of the big things is people say, oh, well, ponds work there differently. How much work is this for you yourself, Tony?
Well, first of all, it's not work.
It's enjoyment.
Exactly.
It's pleasure. It's therapeutic. Yep.
So I love it. But truly, as far as work is concerned, very little thing. This time of the year, the afternoon sun hits it full on, so I've got a little bit of a problem with algae.
So if you have a full sun pond and it's going to be 108 degrees Fahrenheit, we do Fahrenheit over in the States, you're going to get algae bloom if you got clear water and you got nutrients in the water, so an IonGen would eliminate that.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the products that we could potentially put on here, which will eliminate that. But the pond looks fantastic, actually, right now.
I love this as much as I do almost, let's say.
So what would a project like this from your company installed, what would it run?
About 15 to 17,000.
For that price, you would get the mechanical filter, the biological filter, the pump, the plumbing, the liner, the rock work, everything. For a $15,000 to $17,000 price range, was this a good investment for your property? You've lived here since 1958, so.
For me it was. For me it's priceless. I love it.
And look at that, you look right down from your man cave on top of this. Okay.
I can do that. Knowing that it's here, walking past it 100 times a day, I just love it. The value it gives me, it's just immeasurable.
Yes.
And you can't put a price on it.
Can we see the view from up there?
You can certainly do
Yeah,
that.
let's go check it out. So this is the home office.
Yes, it is.
And there's the view out the window. Nice.
One thing you were talking about with the stones, and Ben, you talked about it a little bit with like mixing up the textures of the stones, so flat rocks and big ones. What we would call these back home are the destination boulders, the kind of rocks that really invite you to walk up to them.
Yeah.
And I saw Greg right away come right to this one, and then he went to this one, and then he went to this one. And so you've done a great job with trying to get people to connect with the water, which is the important part of it all.
Tony, which one's your fish feeding rock?
The one in the middle.
Yeah. You know, they shut the bubbler off that they use for, obviously, for more oxygen, just to kind of help with circulation. But when that's off, listen to the difference of the sound of that waterfall.
Yeah, that water cuts into that. It's just, it's cutting in beautifully.
That's a deep sound because it's water falling right into a deep part of the water. So that's where you get that deep gurgling sound.
And these fish are pretty clever. The minute they sense that I'm about, they all gather.
And here's just one of the things I love about my job.
Oh, this is so nice.
The hospitality. Look at this beautiful view. So this is the rebuilt kitchen. So you got the kitchen sink here, and then you got the view of the pond right there. Not a bad setup. So the only regret you said is what?
When Ben drew up the first drawings, we had the pond where it is, but with a stream coming around here and meandering back into
Yes.
the wall. So it would look like they were, in a perfect world, I would have had a waterfall in that corner,
Yep.
coming into the sort of lagoon pond, and then coming back this way, so it would look endless.
Yes. A water feature is never done. There's always ways to make it different and improve to it. But so that's an easy addition. You pop out the skimmer right there, build a deep stream in there, put another waterfall there, and then the fish will go back and forth.
I better start saving my pennies.
Very good. So Richard, when did you get this pond in the ground? It's cool in the front yard.
8 months ago.
Okay.
We did this one about 8 months ago.
Wow, just beautiful.
They had an old dam,
What do you mean by the word dam?
a big clay hole full of water.
Okay.
Yeah, farm pond. And it was always dirty, so they couldn't see anything. So they came out and saw the Waterscapes system, and they didn't want to go crazy. They just wanted a nice little waterfall, little leaf skimmer. They put the deck in.
The deck is beautiful. I love the sunshade on. Everybody that comes up this circular driveway is going to see this.
Yeah. So they're not home, but this is one of our bigger ones. Again, all local rock.
So how long would a project like this take from Bellwater Garden?
It was really good access, so it took about 5 days. The hole was already there. We just shaped it. We had to dry it out in the middle of the winter, pumped all the water out. We put some dry clay in the bottom, and then we built the shapes, put the shelves in.
Put a liner in.
Yep, put the rubber liner in. Just a nice little waterfall up one end with a little leaf skimmer over the other side. And it's just basically looked after itself. We have a auto doser on it, which they fill regularly to keep that going. The lilies are doing well, the fish are doing well. It's 4 foot deep in the middle, so they can actually hop in and have a bit of a swim.
Yes. And so were they happy with the results of this?
Very happy. We also had another local landscaper came in and did the path. He's done most of the planting out.
So Patrick, what do you think? Have you seen this one before?
I saw it before it was built. I saw the actual pond that was here, the farm dam. This is really good, mate. That's incredible.
Like this one?
Yeah. Beautiful transformation.
But if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, I love the rock. And
how deep is it?
In the middle, 4 foot, so that's not quite over my head. All the water lilies are planted in Aquascape bags.
Oh yeah?
So
they're really healthy.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the difference between your husband before pandemonium and then after pandemonium.
He's a different person. He's got a real zest for life and a future. He can see a real good future for us and the kids.
Before, he was kind of burned out maybe at the water lily business?
Yeah, he just had enough.
And what did you think when he said he was going to take you to Chicago? Was that your first time to America?
It wasn't my first time. I'd been there when I was a kid.
What was it that you saw that you thought pandemonium and Aquascape would be good for your husband?
I just thought it would give him a good kick up the butt.
and did it?
And it did, yeah. So.
Why so? What happened? Like, what was his epiphany or what was his experience that he decided to get fired up again about life, right?
Yeah, that's right. He just felt part of something, and he just loves the whole Aquascape system, how it works. And he's seen some ponds built pretty badly. He could just see that the system works so well, and
now your whole family's into it.
That's right.
Your two sons.
Yep.
And their friend, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, look at they're enjoying the fruits of their labor right there. Well, that's fantastic. So I would say then that would be, if he's that happy, then you've got to be happy with Aquascape.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
What would you recommend to a contractor thinking about getting into this as a career?
Do it. It's a great job to have. I mean, couldn't think of anything better to do, really.
I would agree with that, which is why I love my job.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what would a project like this go for, Richard?
Today you're talking about 35 to 40,000.
And that is basically less than a swimming pool.
Yep.
And yet look at the enjoyment it gets.
I love it. I came right here. It's just so relaxing to sit here. And I love the size of it, right? And look at how big the lilies are. Fantastic.
And it's only going to keep getting nicer. It's only been here for 8 months. Imagine when it's been here for 8 years. So what do you enjoy about building waterfalls?
Just playing with the rock and figuring out how they go together and how the water's going to fall over them.
So I just talked to your mom a little bit about the changes in your dad. You can address this too. Okay, what was the difference between your dad after you guys came to Pandemonium than before?
Before, I mean, we were just stuck cleaning ponds. And
I wasn't going to go because he's scared of flying.
And what was the biggest difference about him coming back?
He's just really excited. He got me to start working. So
yeah, because you're working at a hardware shop or something?
Hardware store.
And what do you think about this career versus the hardware store?
Yeah, well, I was sweeping floors half the time, so this is a bit more involved, a lot better. It's good fun.
What about yourself, from cleaning ponds to building waterfalls?
Just a lot more fun and art than thinking about water flow and everything. It's just
Amen. What about from flipping hamburgers to building waterfalls?
So much better.
Why is that?
Get the sun.
Uh-huh.
The sun, so much better.
Be outside in a nice
the
breeze
outside,
and
hours.
you think you made a good career choice?
I made the best choice.
So we were just talking about maybe a bigger waterfall filter for this because it's such a big pond. What were you saying then?
Stage 2 is a wetland filter up at the top with a creek running back down into the pond.
That is literally the best idea ever. Can you imagine a stream coming all the way down in here and coming in this side? That would look fantastic. And it's fun too because you know the customers are going to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
When we were building this one, the neighbours wanted to know what was going on, so she popped her head over the fence and said, I want one.
And now there's a pond over there.
And that's the very first pond Toby did by himself.
Ah, okay, let's go critique this. And this is so typical. The #1 way for people to get water features is for them to see them. We all the time build one pond for this neighbor, one pond for that neighbor, one pond for the next. And you know that the other 2 people weren't looking for water features. Fantastic. When did you build that one, Toby?
6 months ago.
Okay. Oh, it's a front yard water feature.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. So we actually have a front yard water feature there, but that's more of a pond and visible from inside their house. This is more curb appeal. You can't really see it from the house, but literally the first thing people would do pulling in this driveway, their headlights would hit this and they would see this waterfalls. So 6 months old, it's been in here. They have a couple of goldfish in there. And what do they think of it?
Yeah, they love it. She was a bit skeptical at first, but
Skeptical of what?
of how it was going to look. I don't know, probably because we're only young. But then she went away for a few days and came back and she loved it.
That's really cool.
Gave me a big hug.
Isn't it nice? You don't normally get that in the hardware store.
That's right.
What was challenging about it for you?
Probably the waterfall, because all these big rocks are here, so I had to work around it and
Carve it in.
yeah. There's a bit of a drop there as well, so I had to do it.
Waterfalls. Yeah, it's really kind of steep in the front yard here. What do you think of this? Was it your wife's idea? Because she saw the neighbors, or how did it go?
We were planning on doing something, but then she saw these guys over there and saved me the work.
There's a younger back there. I imagine everybody that comes to your house says something because you can't miss it.
No, that's right.
That's
No
good.
idea.
There's septic systems up the top.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the whole idea. So now you can't see it.
Right, because it's hidden
Yep.
behind there. It's a DIY kit, right?
Yep. It would have been about the $5,000 mark if you wanted it today.
So there's not too many people that have a waterfalls in the front of their yard. If you like this stuff, if you like seeing what people are doing, living the aquascape lifestyle, creating a lifestyle for other people, and having careers in this industry, check out the Team Aquascape link, which is ponds done right, customers served right, and this is what it's all about, man. Coming out and seeing guys like Richard, who had 35 years of water gardening experience on the growing side, that have completely transformed their business and are now building beautiful aquascape ecosystem ponds all the way down under. This is what I love about my job.